The last composition we'll take a look at is number 8, right on versus right on. Now, here we have a small arrow that animates across the screen. Here we'll name the top layer Arrow. On the bottom layer, if we turn this on, you can see it's simply just a solid. We'll name this layer Right On. From the Effects pull-down menu, we'll select Generate, then at the bottom, choose Right On. I'll type E on the keyboard to open up the effects for this layer, then twirl down to see the brush's position. I'll use Alt or Option on the Mac, then click on the brush position, then use the pick whip to drag up to the position for the layer above it. If the position parameter for our arrow isn't revealed, we'll simply accept the expression as it is, select the layer for arrow, type P on the keyboard, then drag with the pick whip again up to the arrow's position. I'll use Enter. Now what will happen is that the right-on expression will create a path following the movement of the arrow. We can't see it because both the arrow and the right-on layer are gray. However, if I select the right-on layer, then tell the paint style to appear only on transparent, I can see exactly what's happening. I'll use 0 on the number pad to create a quick RAM preview. If I create a new layer, this time our layer will be a different color, and click OK, then select the brush tool and double-click on that layer to create a brush shape. Now on this layer, I'll quickly draw a quick stroke. Doesn't have to be much, just enough to have a brush stroke. If I look at the brush stroke options by typing PP on the keyboard and open up my brush stroke, I have transform options. I also have stroke options, but I want to change the position of the stroke to match the position of the arrow. First, I'll change this to Paint on Transparent, then move back to my composition window. If we hold the Alt key down or the Option key on the Mac, then click on the stopwatch, we can create an expression. We'll accept this, then twirl this up, and also close the right on, and we can close the additional information for the deep red solid which contains our paint. We only want to see the expression. So select that layer, then type EE on the keyboard to reveal only that expression. I want to link this down to the position for arrow. Once I hit Enter, you can see that the anchor point for my paint does track with the anchor point of the arrow. But this isn't what I want. I wanted to simulate something like the right-on. The first thing I want to do is make sure that the paint layer matches with the beginning of my comp layer and extends all the way to the end of the composition. Next, I'll turn off the expression by using the Alt key or the Option key, then clicking on the stopwatch. What I need to do is change the path for the brush. So I'll type PP on the keyboard to see the brush shape and see the path. This time I'm not going to use an expression, but instead I'll use the ability in After Effects to copy these keyframes using Control-C or Command-C on a Mac. And this will copy all of the vertice information into the clipboard. Now I'll go to Path, then use Control-V or Command-V on a Mac to paste it. Now it may not look it, but the shape is the same. We'll go down to our transform options for our brush and change our position to 0 and 0. We'll also change our stroke options so that the diameter of the stroke isn't as wide. We'll use a diameter of about 10. Twirl these up and move our deep red solid down below our arrow layer. By clicking and dragging in the timeline, we can see that the path matches the position for our arrow. The only thing we have left to do is animate the stroke options for the brush. At frame 0, we'll set a keyframe for the end at 0%. Then at the end of the composition, we'll set a value for 100. Now we can see the arrow following the paint's path. With the Paint tool, you can now illustrate, rotoscope, animate, and even express other layers' properties with attributes that you'll find inside the Paintbrush tool. There are so many things that you can do with this tool, and so many more things that you can do with it if you have a stylus. If you're going to use this tool extensively, I suggest that you go out and get a tablet and a stylus to make your experience with the paint tool even better.